Man, oh man, I am so excited about this one because I have gathered a whole bag of evidence, signals and signs that are telling us that we're getting a major bump on crypto in the next couple of days and weeks. So guys, make sure that you watch all the way to the end, and also do me a favor by liking, subscribing, click on the bell, click on all so that you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Let's get into it. And of course, the most important news from the last 2 weeks was that Trump was tariffing the entire world. Came out a couple days later, said, just kidding, everyone's getting a 90-day pause. And then the market started pumping again. But what was also important is that he said right away, you know what, if certain countries need extra time, they are getting it because we just want to have a deal. So we are not all the way tied up to these 90 days. If we're close to a deal at the 90 days, but we're not there yet, they need some more time, they will get extra time. And this is great because that takes the uncertainty out of the market. That means that the only tariff war that's still going on is the one between the United States and China. And yeah, let's be honest, they already tariffed each other's ass more than 100%. So do we really care if it goes from 150 to 200, 250? The damage is already done. And even if they would tariff each other more, it's not going to impact all of the markets all around the world. So in other words, the uncertainty is out of the market. We are coming into calmer waters, and I think we can look to some recovery. And in crypto, we are seeing major bottoming signs. So let's get to the charts. I said almost a million times right now, so you must get very tired of me. I said this golden bucket right here that everyone and their mother is looking at, between 70 and 72k. We are going to front run it. And the reason is very simple. We had this huge box right here. There were all of these highs. I have mentioned this again already so many times. And I said I think we are going to front run it because there will be so many limit orders there waiting to get filled. It doesn't make sense. It's going to be a very crowded trade. Also, I marked the absolute high. So let's say there were traders who were super aggressive to say, let's get in already from the high. Even they got front run. As you can see, price did not hit that level, and now we are slowly going higher. So where are we bottoming out? Well, this is a very interesting one. That is that thick blue line you can see here on my screen. And that is the 50-week EMA. That is the absolute line in the sand during this bull run. It was the absolute line in the sand when it needed to, not only a couple days ago, but also you can see it here that it was absolutely perfect support when it needed to. In other words, once we crossed the 50-week EMA in this bull run, that you can see right here, it was resistance and then it crossed over and it never got underneath again. This area right here was an absolute front run, so we never backtested it. It was much later. So that 50-week EMA is the absolute line in the sand once we needed it. Now let's go back to price, because I also have seen something else that actually looks very nice, that makes me super bullish about the current price action. And that is that the bottom that we created at that 50-week EMA, and I'm quickly zooming in here on the 4 hour, you can see that this is a double bottom. It's a bit of a W, and then just slowly price is grinding higher, right? So this low is so close to this low, and then eventually you can see the slow grind higher. This bottom right here reminds me of the bear market bottom that we had last time. Let me quickly zoom into that period of time, because then you can see the extreme similarities. So now I just checked on the 4 hour and I will show you here on the daily, but the way that the candle structure is set up, it just looks almost identical, and that makes me just very bullish. I mean, look at this, you can see it. These lows are super close to each other. Everyone was expecting one more dump, one big flush to the downside, and it's just not happening. And then you see this slow grind to the downside, and eventually it is picking up space, and then we're just going much higher very fast. Now this was the bear market bottom, so I do not think that we will now have a long sideways period, because like I said, I expect actually a bump in the next couple days and weeks already. And the reason for that extra confirmation is the following: we have bullish divergences confirmed on the daily. So if you're looking at market Cipher B, and we are looking here at the momentum waves, you can see that the momentum wave is creating a higher low and price created a lower low. Absolutely confirmed bullish divergences. On the weekly, and oh please baby Jesus, let this be confirmed, that would be so nice. You can see that we are trying to print right now a green dot. Momentum wave is clipping. VWAP is getting over the zero line. It looks like that the money flow also wants to clip to the upside. The RSIs here are coming together and pointing upside. This could be, this could be absolute a beauty. We will know at the end of the week if this green dot is going to confirm. But if it is, then I think we can expect weeks and weeks of insane pumpage and absolutely new all-time highs. So this weekly is something that I'm looking out for very much, and I really want to see the price action in a couple of days. If I quickly go back to the daily, I do have to say we have a bullish divergence. The only thing that I do not like a whole lot is this money flow right here. It looks like it wants to curve to the inside and then downwards again. That is not so clean. You have this VWAP here, but the momentum wave is still not rolling over. RSI is split. That is somewhat weak. What I'm hoping for in this scenario is that we're doing something like this. We are rolling over, everyone's getting bearish, and this is going to be a super tight trigger wave, and then you see the money flow coming into the green, also rolling over, and then we see this big pump to the upside. If that happens, I am not afraid at all. I don't mind if price goes a little bit lower. I do not have a very specific target here to the downside. We could slowly grind higher, but let's say we are going lower. To be honest, guys, I don't care if we're doing this, if we're eventually taking out this low, if we're staying here for a little bit and then go higher. Who cares? All I want to see is that green dot being confirmed on a weekly, and that everything else, the money flow, the momentum wave, the RSIs, the VWAP, still looks as juicy at the end of the week as it does today. So eventually, if this goes down a little bit, I'm not even afraid. I am not concerned at all. I don't really care where eventually the higher low is or the big bottom. I think that this bottom here, right here, is in, but eventually I think we're going higher, and then we can do something like this, and then like I just showed you with the daily, that is then rolling over, tight trigger wave, and a yippee-ki-yay to the upside. So that would be absolute ideal scenario. Now, last but not least, if you are a pattern trader, then you're liking what I'm going to show you right now, and then you can see that we have this massive falling wedge on the daily. This is not something that I personally would trade. For me, this time frame is too big, and it will also take many days and weeks before it plays out, because hey, it also took, there you go, 130 days to form, so eventually it will take a long time. But if I would just take this simple measurement tool, then you can see that the target would be 105,000. To be honest, I think then eventually we're going much higher, because there is barely any resistance from this 105 to the new all-time high 110. So eventually I think we're gonna go much higher. But again, if you are trading this, then you need to keep in mind that it will take a long time before this plays out. You could argue already that we are having the breakout. So far it is not very fast, not so ferocious. So if we are seeing somewhat of a backtest again, that actually could be then a good trigger to get into a long trade and then play it to the upside. Again, I am not someone who's actively trading this, but what I'm just trying to show you is, no matter what your perspective is, if you're a pattern trader and you're looking for this falling wedge, if you want to see indeed that these levels are getting front run, like I just showed you with the golden pocket, that we have the EMA, that we have the bullish divergence, that the weekly is clipping, that the uncertainty is out of the market, I'm like, hello, how much more evidence do you need that everything is lining up for a perfect big pump to the upside? Everyone is still shaken up about this whole tariff thing. Everyone is still thinking the world's going to end. And then bada bing, bada boom, before you know it, you're taking off. And then you see a continuous pumpage to the upside. Green day after green day after green day. And then in hindsight, oh, it was so obvious. It was so obvious. Why didn't I long? I have warned you about this before we front run a golden pocket. And now I'm warning you that in the next couple of days and weeks, I think we can see a one hell of a second quarter this year, so make sure that you are positioned. Guys, do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all, so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. See you in the next one. Bye bye.